Hi, this is Rebecca from LiveSnap Create. Today I'm going to share with you a tutorial on how to make your own holiday cards using a free online software. So doing something like this might take a little bit more time, but it's going to cut your cost down in half of what you would normally spend on holiday cards. So I'm going to show you how to make these three different types of cards. This is again using a free online software called BeFunky. It's at befunky.com. You can subscribe to this software and get a lot more options, but I don't subscribe to it, and I'm going to show you how I made these three holiday cards quick and easy. So let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is go to befunky.com, and you're going to want to click Designer. Okay, and it has all of these different types of presets of things that you can do, of the free options of things that you can create. Today, though, we are going to create a blank template. So we're going to scroll down to blank templates, and then we're going to choose event graphics, and I'm going to make a 5" by 7" card. Okay, and then you can see here I have my white space. So the next thing that I need to do is get the images that I want to put in my holiday cards. So I'm going to go to my computer, and the first image was just the two girls jumping. So these are my daughters. What I'm going to do is load that in. So now I've got this blank card. I've got the images that I want to use loaded into the software, or the online software. And I'm going to go to background, and I am going to choose a color. So these are color presets, and we're going to use the gray one. If you wanted to choose a custom color, you would click right here and then use this color picker. But I'm just going to use the gray. The next thing I'm going to do is put a square in. So I'm going to go to shapes, and then you have these free shapes available for you, or if you subscribe to their monthly membership, you can get even more shapes. But the square is just perfect. So I'm just going to double click that, and then I'm going to move it, and I'm going to make it as big as I want it to be, and I'm going to change the color. And this is where, when you have it selected, this box will come up and where you would select the color. So I'm going to make it like a greenish, and if you see down here, the intensity is at 50, so this color that you're seeing is not really the color. So I'm going to raise the intensity to 100, and then I'm going to actually go pick my color. I kind of want this one. Okay, so now when you move it, see this line that comes up right in the middle here? That's how you know if your box is centered or not. So the next thing I'm going to do is add in my image. So I'm going to go back up here to Image Manager, and I'm just going to drag my image in, and then I'm going to resize it however big I want it. I think that that's good, and I want to make sure it's centered. So I'm going to move it around until that line comes up on the screen again. Is it going to come up on the screen? Let's see. There it goes. There's the line. Okay, so now it's centered. The next thing I'm going to do is add some text. So when you click on text, the text will show up right here in the middle, and you can click and drag it to where you want it to be first. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose a font family, and you can choose what's on your computer, or you can choose these fonts that are theirs. I can't remember which font I use, so we're just going to let's use this one. So I just chose Carrington. And this looks a little funky right now, but we're going to make sure it looks nice. So then you're going to double click and type the text you want. And I'm going to type peace and joy. I'm going to hold it down. So this outline here is the default for it to have a black outline. I don't want it to have any outline. So I'm going to go to this middle box over on the left side, and I'm going to choose the no outline, transparent outline. So I also want to make it centered. And now this font size is how you change your font size. So we're just going to make it really big. That's good enough. And we can, you don't really need to change the text box, but you can. And so I want to add another saying underneath that. And so let's use Architect's Daughter is one of my favorites. And I'm going to say, wishing you the happiest of holiday seasons. And then I'm going to say McGonagall family. This happens to be a picture of my girls. So again, I want to make sure the text is centered. I do not want an outline on it, so I'm going to remove the outline. And then I'm going to make it the text a little bit bigger. There we go. And there is a simple, quick, and easy holiday card. Now all you need to do is go over to this button right here and click Save, and save it to your computer. I've already saved this card, so I'm not going to save it again. I'm just going to X out. All right, now we're going to go and make this center one here, which is a little bit more complicated because you have more pictures and it's a different style. So I am going to remove this photo. I'm going to delete everything on here. You would just start from scratch. Okay, now I've started from scratch. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to templates and I'm going to change the direction of my template. So I'm going to go back into blank templates and event graphics, and I want a 7x5 this time. So there we go. Now I am going to, first I want to change the background color, and I want to do kind of a deep red. And remember I told you on this one the intensity is always going to be, we're going to choose like a red like that. I kind of like a deeper red. All right, now we're going to go and choose the pictures that we would want to be on this card. And there are 3 pictures. My 2 daughters and my dog. I'm going to open those. And I'm just going to start placing them in. And I will size them accordingly. So we can and you're going to kind of have to play around with how you want your sizes and where you want your photos. This isn't, you know, those online sites like Tiny Prints or Shutterfly have these templates and you just drop things in. That's kind of a little bit why they're more expensive, because the templates are already done for you. Okay, so I kind of like that. And then we're going to add the design elements. I can't really remember what I did. Oh, I did it the other way. Okay, so that makes sense. Let's put this over here. Put this over here. Put this over here. Make this a little smaller. All right, so now we have our photos. Now we're going to add some design elements. One of the things that I like to do is across, I want something, you know, bounding these photos. So I am going to go to, I believe it's lines. Yep. And I'm going to choose this one right here. Now you're going to be able to change the color in a minute. And again, I want it centered. And I'm going to change the color. I'm going to pop up the intensity. And I'm going to make this like a really light gray. And the one thing I am going to do is copy the color code so that when I put another one in, I can make it the same color. You're going to, again, pop up your intensity. And now we have the same color. So, okay, the next thing I'm going to add in is this ornament right here. If you go to Design Elements and you click Ornaments, you can add any of the free ones. I'm going to move it to the corner, and I am going to make the size a little bit smaller. And I'm going to actually make it white. So remember to up your intensity, and then you can make it whatever color you want. I kind of want to add another one. And the trick to making these things the same size is just to overlay it and see if it's similar. Unfortunately, you can't copy and paste in this program. I'm going to up my intensity again and make it white. All right, so there we go. So now all we need to do is add in some text. So I'm going to go to the text, and I'm going to change the font. I'm going to choose something, you know, swirly or something. Let's go to Carrington. I kind of like that one. And you're going to double click it. I'm just going to write Merry Christmas. I'm going to drag it to where I want it to be, and then I'm going to come over here, and again I'm going to turn off the outline, because the outline, I just don't like the outline for some reason. And I'm going to make my text bigger. There we go. And I'm going to add one more. This time I'll do it in the same font. McGonagall family. We'll move it. Take off the outline. So one thing about this outline business, why I keep taking it off, the outline of outlining text works in some like very few situations. It's a really bad design choice, and I would encourage you to stay away from that no matter what you're doing. Stay away from outlining your text. All right, so now we have made our second Christmas card. It has a little more design elements, more pictures. So I just wanted to show you how you can do multiple pictures if you have multiple pictures. Now the last one that I'm going to show you is this one right here, and this is by far the easiest one to do. So I'm going to show you how to do that one, so that if you just need really quick holiday cards. So I am going to click the X button and reset everything. You would of course save that to your computer if you wanted to. I'm going to go to Project Manager, or sorry, Templates. I'm going to go back to Event Graphics, and this time I'm going to do a 5x7 like I did the first time. The first thing I'm going to do is change my background color. I want a reddish, deep red. That looks good. And then I'm going to load in the pictures that I need. I just need this one picture of a family. This is a family that I recently did a Photoshop for, and I really like how the pictures came out. So I'm going to drag it over, and then I'm going to start to play with the size. So if you notice in this photo, there's a lot of space up here. If you don't want everything in your photo, you would just move it out of the frame. And when I'm going to center it here for a second. The line is sometimes hard to see. Okay. There we go. See how it blurs it out right here? It means that it's just going to cut that part off. So that's how you deal with a too big photo, because you cannot crop it when you're in the design part of this online software. You would have to be in the photo editing part of this software. So I've got my photo where I want it. I just want to add some text. Let's choose brush script. It's a pretty text, so we're going to move it. We're just going to write, double click it, Happy Holidays. Sorry, that's my dog. I'm not paying attention to him. So we wrote Happy Holidays. Again, like I said, take the outline off just such a bad design choice. Then we're going to, if you want to change the color of your text, you can do it right here. This one will change your text color. I want to keep mine white, so I'm just going to keep mine white. I am going to center it, and then I'm going to make it bigger, as big as I want it. That looks good. So just make sure it's centered. I wish there was an easier way to do the centering in here. There we go. And then you're going to want to add your family name, and we'll do that in, let's say, this Arizona font. Move it down. Family. Again, I don't click off the color outline and make it bigger. And there you go. My dog is whining. He must want to go out. So there you have it. Another simple holiday card. So the next thing that you would do is, after you have saved these, whatever holiday card you wanted, you would go to a photo place. Walmart is where I would pick up photos from, because it's closest to me and it's the cheapest around here. I looked at Walgreens. Walgreens is like $1.30 a print, and that isn't any cheaper than doing tiny prints or Shutterfly. So go to Walmart Photo if your Walmart has a photo place, and then you want to go to, I go down and I click prints, and then I'm going to click all prints, and you can see my card is already loaded here because I loaded it. So here's the thing. So I made it a 5x7, right? So I could print it as a 5x7. So you need 50 holiday cards. Let's make the 4x6 as 0, 0. So if you need 50 holiday cards and you want them to be 5x7, you will need to purchase 5x7 envelopes, which is not a hard thing to find. Your total purchase price is going to be $29.50. If for home, you might have a delivery charge as well. If you want them in 1 hour because you have procrastinated so much, you can click 1 hour, but your photo cost is going to be higher. That's going to be about $72, which is about the average of what a 50 holiday cards at a Tiny Prints or a Shutterfly is going to cost. Or you can choose to get a 4x6 card instead. It will not cut off any of your thing. It just scales it down. And 1 hour of 4x6 cards is $12.50, or if you have the time and you want it delivered, it's $4.50. So this saves you a considerable amount of money over purchasing those fancy holiday cards from the online sites. You have to design it yourself. It's not going to come on that. You can get matte paper or the glossy paper like a photo, but it's photo paper basically. So you're not getting rounded corners, but it is a lot less expensive to do your holiday cards, and you get to design them yourself, which is I think kind of fun. So you can put whatever funky sayings or colors you want on them. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I hope this helps you get your holiday cards going and lets you be creative and come up with your own holiday cards, and saves you a little bit of money in the process. So thanks for stopping by to watch, and I will be back soon with another tutorial.